Our opening words this morning are by Henry David Thoreau, Unitarian minister and transcendentalist. In the morning, I bathe my intellect in the stupendous and cosmological philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita, since whose composition years of the gods have elapsed, and in comparison with which our modern world and its literature seem paltry and trivial. Our first reading today is called Excerpts from a Complete Poem Analysis of Emerson's poem Brahma, and it was written on the blog named Pilgrimage of the Heart. The blogger starts with an introduction to the poem. The essence of spirituality and Hinduism is synthesized in the poem Brahma by the American philosopher, writer, and poet Ralph Waldo Emerson. The poem touches on essential themes of metaphysics and spirituality, while simultaneously being applicable to our daily lives. Emerson and his fellow transcendentalists, including Henry David Thoreau and Bronson Alcott, were among the first in America to explore the crown jewels of Indian philosophy, the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita. And now I'll read the poem called Brahma. If the red slayer thinks he slays, or if the slain thinks he is slain, they know not well the subtle ways I keep, and pass, and turn again. Far or forgot to me is near. Shadow and sunlight are the same. The vanquished gods to me appear, and one to me are shame and fame. They reckon ill who leave me out. When me they fly, and I am the wings. I am the doubter and the doubt, and I the hymn the Brahmin sings. The strong gods pine for my abode, and pine in vain the sacred seven. But thou, meek lover of the good, find me and turn thy back on heaven. And now the blogger takes some time to explain what this poem means. I will take one stanza at a time in order to unravel the depth and beauty of this poem. The first stanza speaks of the eternal nature of the soul. The poem speaks in the first person, and it is the voice of one who has reached the pinnacle of spiritual illumination. The insights echo firsthand experiences of illumined saints and sages of all traditions, while the imagery and framework are from Hinduism. The supreme God in Christianity is the Father, and in Hinduism, the word used is Brahman. The red slayer can represent anyone who kills, and the message of the first stanza is that death is not the end of existence. In the second stanza speaks of non-duality. The second stanza is from the same point of view, but this stanza reflects the viewpoint of one who has transcended duality. The 5 dualistic conceptions that no longer affect the speaker are far or near, remembered, forgotten, shadow and sunlight, vanished and appearing, and shame or fame. Dualistic thinking emerges from undifferentiated consciousness. Through meditation and deep prayer, one can enter the realm of pure consciousness. In that state, there is no duality. Hence, fame and shame are the same. The third stanza discusses that all is God. These 4 lines speak to the idea that all activity, efforts, and results are ultimately the same energy. In the 4th stanza is pointed out that the meek shall inherit the world. The final stanza proclaims the majesty of the meek lover of good. Brahma says that many long to enter the ultimate realm of existence, but it is the individual who is meek and loves goodness that will be able to enter the realm of the truly sacred. This echoes Jesus' teachings from the Sermon on the Mount. Notice the last line, "Find me and turn your back on heaven." The insight here is that heaven is a conception of our minds and a thought-based dream, a hope that we carry within us in experiencing the realm of Brahma, that the seeker goes beyond the world of thought and has the direct experience of the ultimate reality. At that time, one goes beyond ideas and conceptions, and hence can turn your back on heaven and instead be in the ultimate. The blogger finishes, "In conclusion, it is important to note that Emerson was not writing from a theoretical or solely scholarly vantage point. He wrote, 'Standing on the bare ground, my head bathed in the blithe air and uplifted into infinite space, all mean egotism vanishes. I become a transparent eyeball. I am nothing. I see all. The currents of the universal being circulate through me. I am part or particle of God.' This transcendental experience is open to each one of us. It only requires that we spend time contemplating the meaning and significance of our lives. Prayer, meditation, yoga, and other spiritual practices can accelerate our ability to access this level of awareness."
Good morning, friends. Today, we explore the ideas of unity, interconnectedness, and the individual search for truth. This talk was stimulated by Reverend Matt's talk on grace a few weeks ago. I've been talking to you for years about these Hindu ideas, but it turns out that many of these are UU ideas too. Today, we'll look at Universalism and Unitarianism through the lens of one of the greatest sages of the 20th century, Sri Ramana Maharshi. And we will compare this to what our transcendentalist Unitarian forefathers, Emerson and Thoreau, wrote. And we will see deep truths that are shared between these diverse traditions. Ramana Maharshi's teachings offer an ancient perspective on the timeless principles that are shared. Ramana provides profound insights into spiritual awakening and the underlying unity of existence. This resonates deeply with the core values of both Universalism and Unitarianism. It is remarkable now to witness how two seemingly distinct spiritual paths, Universalism and Unitarianism, have converged upon a shared understanding of fundamental spiritual principles evolving from and reacting to Christian theology. These traditions joined together in 1961 to become the Unitarian-Universalist Association. Both emphasize the inherent worth and dignity of every individual and share a profound respect for the interconnected web of life. The concepts of oneness and interconnectedness form foundational pillars shared by Unitarianism, Universalism, and Ramana Maharshi. So let's explore these ideas through the perspectives of each tradition, drawing inspiration from the wisdom of Emerson, Thoreau, and Ramana Maharshi. Ralph Waldo Emerson was a leading figure of the transcendentalist movement and a Unitarian minister. He eloquently expressed the concept of interconnectedness when he proclaimed there was only one thing happening. Emerson's idea there was only one thing happening suggests that beyond the surface appearances of diversity and multiplicity, there lies a deeper reality that unifies everything. It says that all phenomena, events, and beings are interconnected and a part of a larger undivided whole. This is non-duality. This is what Ramana Maharshi taught. It seems to me similar to the founding ideas of Unitarians, rejecting the Trinity for the one. Emerson believed that the deepest essence of human nature was inseparable from nature itself. He drew inspiration from Hindu texts. It's said that his favorite book was the Bhagavad Gita, which summarizes Hindu ideas of a universal self present in everyone, spiritual practice, and the nature of the self, which Emerson called the oversoul. He used English terms, feeling that Sanskrit was off-putting. That's true today. It was especially true 200 years ago. He spread his interests among transcendentalists of this era, and Emerson challenged the ideas of conventional religion. His Harvard Divinity School address in 1838 dismissed biblical miracles and questioned Jesus' equivalency with God. He said, "I am divine. Through me, God acts. Through me, speaks. Would you see God? See me." For this, he was banned from speaking at Harvard for 30 years. Emerson's words convey the idea that nature reflects a higher order, that we are intimately connected with the entire cosmos. He wrote, "The universe is wider than our views of it." Now, Henry David Thoreau was influenced by Emerson and a transcendentalist thinker in his own right. He was said to be an American yogi in his own way. Living these ideas, Thoreau emphasized the oneness of humanity with nature in his work Walden. He wrote, "I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life and see if I could not learn what it had to teach." Thoreau's pursuit of simplicity and connection with nature echoes Ramana's recognition of the unity of all existence and resonates with Ramana Maharshi's emphasis on direct experiential knowledge over conceptual understanding. Ramana Maharshi taught that the ultimate reality, Brahman, what Emerson called the oversoul, is non-dual, and all things are a manifestation of this singular essence. He said, "The self is always shining as the undivided and the only reality." According to Ramana, there was no real duality, such as the knower and the known. In self-realization, there is no difference. They are the same. Differences are only appearances. His teachings emphasize the realization of unity through self-inquiry and direct experience, realizing the underlying oneness beyond individual ideas of self and others. Ramana's words were from his own experience, which I think Emerson longed for. And now we have two very short videos. The first is, who was the Yankee Hindu? Emerson and the Transcendentalists.
Well, they called Emerson the Yankee Hindu because the Bhagavad Gita was his favorite book. And he was reading it at a time when it was not familiar to most people in the new United States. And he smuggled it in through the philosophy of transcendentalism and that movement, without paying too much homage to the esoteric, side of things. He really was trying to translate the Eastern wisdom, the perennial philosophy, into an American vernacular that spoke to our individual, our desire for independence, and to think for ourselves, and to rely on our own inner resources.
And next is Ramana Maharshi, taken from various archived films. And I'm just showing this to give you some idea of him. His life is so different from what we know, and I thought the video would help get an idea. Ramana walking down the hill, the only time without many others, with Yogananda, with a cow, walking with a group, walking with a bigger group. Ramana at a festival. At a bigger festival. Walking on the couch where he taught mostly in silence. After his death, people line up to see his remains. Women weep. People wait to see the body. The Unitarian and Universalist traditions affirm the interconnectedness of all existence through our seventh principle, respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. Ramana recognized the divine essence within each person. Ralph Waldo Emerson, in Self-Reliance, pointed to the direct connection between the individual soul and the divine spirit, highlighting the inherent unity that transcends external distinctions. Henry David Thoreau, in Walden, contemplated the interconnectedness of life, saying, "I am part or parcel of God." This is like Ramana Maharshi, who taught that the individual self, Atman, is ultimately the same as the universal self, Brahman. Thoreau's recognition of his essential unity with the divine essence mirrors Ramana's non-dual realization. Ramana, in his teachings on self-inquiry, emphasized the underlying unity of all existence. He said, "The one that sees God is none other than God." This profound statement says the subject, the object of perception, and the ultimate reality are fundamentally one and the same, non-dual. It parallels the Unitarian principle of recognizing the divinity within each individual and affirming the interconnectedness of all life. Now, how do Ramana Maharshi's teachings align with some of the Unitarian Universalist 7 principles? First, the first principle, the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Ramana recognized the divine essence within every person and that realization is available to everyone. This is the basic Universalist idea. The second principle, justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. Ramana emphasized compassion and selfless service as essential qualities on the spiritual path. His compassion extended not only to humans, but all life, including animals and trees. The third principle, acceptance of one another and encouragement of spiritual growth. Ramana emphasizes acceptance and non-judgment as vital aspects in spiritual growth. He didn't argue or try to change beliefs. He just taught each person who came to him how to take their current spiritual search to a deeper level. He dedicated his life to the spiritual growth of those who came to him. The fourth principle, a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. Ramana supports the Unitarian principle of seeking truth and meaning through personal exploration. He advocated for direct experience over blind faith or mental constructs. He taught that you have to find the truth within yourself, and that this is the most important thing you can do. Respect for the interdependent web of all existence. Ramana taught that in our essence, we are not separate, not different. We are only one. Through his teachings, Ramana invites us to awaken to our true nature for the benefit of all beings and the world. While Universalism, Unitarianism, and Ramana Maharshi's Advaita Vedanta share fundamental principles of unity and interconnectedness, there are also notable differences in the practice between these traditions. Unitarian Universalism features an open, personal search for truth. You are told to keep looking. While Ramana advocates a specific approach to self-realization based on the direct experiential knowledge that was his own path to self-realization. Ramana says, look within and inquire. And if you're not ready, then try selfless service, or self-surrender, or self-discipline. He supported all those on the path to realization and on paths that are preparation for realization. The take-home message today is to embrace oneness and interconnectedness in all aspects of life, personal, social, and spiritual. We are not different. We together are the existence that is the universe. Let these principles guide you in your journey towards personal and spiritual growth, realization, and fulfillment in a more compassionate world. By embodying these values, you contribute to the realization of the profound truths shared by Unitarianism, Universalism, and by Ramana Maharshi. You use a mosaic. The different pieces come together to make an even more beautiful picture. Today we've looked at the pieces of oneness, interconnectedness, and inner growth from the view of our UU roots and from ancient Hindu teachings. Namaste. Let it be.